awesome Bible adventures, kids won't just hear Bible stories, they'll experience them. Creating a different setting for each day's story immerses kids in the atmosphere and helps cement Bible learning. Here's a quick overview of how to set up your room each day. Watch all 5 days before you start setting up for day 1 so you get the big picture and can take advantage of some time-saving tips. The Day 1 Bible adventure takes us to Jacob's field in Canaan. You'll use sky and desert sand plastic backdrops to create an ancient Bible times field from floor to ceiling in minutes. You may have noticed that we created walls using pipe and drape poles. This is a great option if you're not able to attach things directly to the walls. Simply tape the backdrops together and attach them to the pipe and drape poles. Next, we wrapped 15 to 20 medium-sized boxes with the stone wall plastic backdrop. Stack the boxes to create a realistic-looking stone wall along the edge of the room. We'll show you how to use these boxes in different ways each day, so keep them handy. All that's left is to add crew blankets. Day 2, kids experience Pharaoh's prison and Potiphar's messy house. Start by leaving the sky and desert sand plastic backdrops up from day 1. Next, create a jail by using black landscaping fabric. Hang the landscaping fabric in vertical pieces in the corners of the room. Here's a time-saving tip. We found we could hang the vertical pieces of landscape fabric prior to day 1 and roll and clip them up for even easier setup on day 2. Then add a panel of landscape fabric to both the floor and ceiling. Next, we created the jail bars by taping 2 yardsticks together and adding crepe paper streamers every 6 inches along the rod. Each streamer needs to be long enough to go from the ceiling to almost touching the floor. Leaving the streamers loose at the bottom helps kids move in and out. There are 3 easy options to hang the rod. If you're using pipe and drape, simply attach the rod with the streamers to the pipe with gaff tape. If you have a drop ceiling, use squeeze clips and magnetic hooks to hang the rod from the ceiling. The easiest option is to rest the rod of crepe paper on top of the stacks of stone wrap boxes you used to create the sides of the jail. To create the stone walls, simply stack up the pre-wrapped boxes at the edges of the landscape fabric and top them with a crepe paper rod. Greenery and crew blankets finish the space. Just like that, you have an impressive jail cell. No steel bars required. You'll use landscaping fabric for day 4, so save the pieces. Day 3, kids will see big changes as you transform the space into the throne room at Pharaoh's palace. But don't worry, you won't need an army. Keep the sky and desert backdrop up. We'll need it for day 4. Add a layer using bed sheets or other large sheets of fabric to cover the walls. Place a chair in one corner of the room. Cover the chair with gold fabric. Pharaoh will be snoozing in his throne behind some fancy curtains. We used a rod to hang the red fabric curtains across the corner in front of the chair. To do this, we just attached the rod to the pipe and drape poles. You can also hang the curtains or fabric from the ceiling. Again, the squeeze clips and magnetic hooks work well for hanging fabric from a drop ceiling. Add stone-covered boxes and plants to finish the throne room. Lay down the crew blankets again. The curtains will be closed at first and then open to reveal the napping king. Using rich, dark color brings a royal flair and helps your kids feel like they're sitting in a fancy throne room. Kids absolutely love the surprise at our field test. Day 4, we're creating Jesus' Jerusalem tomb. You'll want to keep the palace walls handy. We'll need them again for day 5. But for day 4, we're back to sky and desert sand plastic backdrop. Build the tomb in the corner of the room. Keep in mind a person needs to hide behind the tomb, so save room for that. Start by stacking 4 tall columns of stone-wrapped boxes. Be sure to reserve a large stone to seal the tomb. Use long pieces of black landscape fabric to wrap around the stacks of boxes and tape in place. This process was a bit like building a blanket fort and much more fun with a friend. Wooden yardsticks across the top of the tomb at the front and the back helps the structure keep its shape. Be sure to cover the floor and the back wall of the tomb so when kids peer in, it's very dark. This adds a memorable, dramatic effect. Finish the tomb by placing greenery and adding crew blankets. Place a large wooden cross near the tomb. On day 5, kids step back into Pharaoh's palace. Set up the room just exactly as you did on day 3, only this time, the curtains are tied back and open as Pharaoh's throne is visible. Here's a tip for changing up your backdrops throughout the week. Simply layer them. Layering your backdrops makes scene changes quick and easy. With a few supplies and a little planning, you'll create 5 days of immersive Bible adventures kids will remember for years to come.